Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Russell's Movie Reviews, and welcome back to the first annual special. This is the fifth or sixth time I've recorded this video, so I'm exhausted. Uh, and I really don't want to do this, but I have to get this video out before the week starts. I gotta go back to school. Um, and then yeah. So this might be a quick one, kind of like my Rudolph review, which was only 15 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can try and make this one quick. I do want to mention something. Uh, I know this video is going up kind of later than usual. That's the fact that I just had some family stuff going on, so I was only able to get one review out, which was the Scrooge review. So at least I got that one up on the Saturday. But at least be happy that I'm getting this video out in general instead of not getting it up at all. Um, but yeah. Um, so anyway, as you guys can tell by the title and the thumbnail, today I will be reviewing Jingle All the Way, released in 1996. Um, my history with this film, I I haven't heard of this movie. Well, I've heard of this movie for a while. Like I've seen the Nostalgia Critic review and others, but I didn't see the movie until like a few years ago, and even then I just thought that this was an film. Like wasn't bad, it wasn't good. It was just kind of okay. Um, my overall opinions, we'll find out. Well, you guys will find out at the end of this review. This was released on November 22nd of 1996. It had a budget of $60 million. Domestically, it made just about 60.6 million, and worldwide, it made about 129 million. So domestically, this only just made its budget back, um, but um, worldwide, it made over double. So it was a moderate success. And this was directed by Brian Levitt, who uh, when your most famous movies are the two live action Flintstone movies, Spy Next Door with Jackie Chan and Beethoven, you really feel like you're about to step into a pile of shit while watching this movie. But again, we'll find out my opinions at the end of this review. Um, so let's get on to the plot. So workaholic Howard Langston, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, wants to make things up to his son Jamie, played by Jake Lloyd, and his wife Liz, played by Rita Wilson. He promises to get Jamie the hottest toy of the season, Turbo Man, even though it's Christmas Eve and the toy is practically sold out. As Howard hunts down the elusive gift, he runs into the mailman Myron, played by Simbad, another father on the same quest. With the clock ticking down, Howard's moral code is tested as he starts to learn the real meaning of Christmas. Um, uh, I think really, I was, I was really trying to hold myself back from screaming because, like I said, this is like the fifth or sixth time I'm trying to record this movie or this review, and some of these actors I'm trying to name off really just fucking piss me off. Which I'll get to when I talk about the cast. Um, but which I'll be talking about right now. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, did such classics like the first. Oh, yeah. See how tired I am? I can't even hold movie straight. The first two Terminator movies and stuff like that. Um, I think he does a fine performance in this movie. I mean, he isn't by this point he wasn't a stranger to comedy. He did Kindergarten Cop, which was I believe big success. So going saying that he's gonna do a kid friendly comedy again, I think might have, it doesn't 100% mean it's a bad thing, but it does mean like, okay, maybe have some caution about this. Um, and um, uh, I think in this film he does fine. He's not bad. He's not like amazing, but he did a good performance. Um, we have Simbad in this film playing Myron Larrabee, and he does um uh he actually did okay in this movie. Like he's not like annoying like in fucking Good Burger, but he is okay. We have Jake Lloyd as Jamie. Now, you guys, oh Jesus, if you guys are a fan of Star Wars, you guys may remember him from a certain prequel film called The Phantom Menace, where Granley in this film he actually had some good acting parts, like some good scenes, like when he's saying bye to Shmi and stuff like that. This one, I just wanted to punch him every single scene he was in, because this kid's so fucking annoying. Like, what he's on his yellow belt? Dude, Arnold Schwarzenegger's on his fucking black belt. So, you have no room to talk, buddy. But, um, yeah, I just think that he's so annoying in this movie. Um, and I have like a strange feeling that this might have been the movie that George Lucas watching. He's like, all right, well, that kid's gonna be the young Anakin Skywalker, like the kid version. So hire him on for episode 1. Ooh. We have Rita Wilson as Liz Langston, um, who is the wife of Arnold. She did fine. Don't really recognize her from really anything. She has the name of a Power Rangers villain, so I guess that's cool. Um, like the actual actor's name, not the character. Um, we have Phil Hartman as Ted Melton, who I believe is like a neighbor to Arnold, and is also trying to sleep with his wife. Which, I mean, you can do whatever you want. Like, if you want to try and steal men's like wives, go right ahead. But you're a fucking dumbass for choosing the one girl who's dating or is married to a 6-foot Austrian man. Yeah, nice going there, douche. Uh, and then we have Jim Belushi as a Mall of America Santa. Uh, all right. He's that's really how I think of his performance. All right. He really only has like one scene, and then um, he kind of just is He's just gone for the rest of the movie. Um, and the last two I'm saving for my favorite scenes. Um, mm, um, I do want to talk about before I get on to favorite scenes that this film. Okay, I'm gonna hold it like this, which might be a little bit shaky for you guys, but again, you guys can probably pause and go like frame by frame with this. You guys can see that little red strip. It says includes both the theatrical. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and keep it steady. All right, I'm gonna put it this. Um, all right. So you can see that it says includes both the theatrical version and the extended director's cut of the film. What does that mean? Basically, about maybe 2-3 minutes of extra scenes or like extended scenes. Does it improve the film? No. Does it hurt the movie? No. I mean, maybe some of the comedy might be ruined, but overall, I just think that it's uh I just don't think it's really a necessary version to have out there. Um, I just think if you want to watch this movie, just watch the theatrical cut, because really, the the extended cut doesn't really add much to it. Because really, the only thing I can think about is like uh, when uh, when Arnold is taken back to the like in the back of the mall. Uh, there's like a song sequence with the Santas. So I'm like, is this really necessary for the plot? Because I don't think so. Um, but um, um, but yeah, really, I think basically everyone does either from for the most part, almost all the actors do an okay to a fine performance, except for obviously Jake Lloyd. Um, but let's get on to my favorite scenes. So the first one, I have three for this movie, and they might be out of order. I can't really remember which order these scenes go in. Um, but um, my first favorite scene that I can recall is when probably the funniest scene out of the whole movie for me is when Arnold's talking to Phil Hartman at his like who is at his house, at Arnold's house, and I basically he has like a cookie in his hands and he takes a bite of it and I straight up think that he literally has an orgasm over this cookie because he's like, oh, these cookies. I'm like, okay, um, why was that necessary? And he goes to hang up the phone and Arnold just goes, put that cookie down now. And I'm like, like that's so like what the hell? That's out of nowhere. That it's funny. Um, like so cheeseball and like what the fuck that it's funny. Um, um, and then that became a meme. I believe someone even did like a remix of it on YouTube. Like if you look up like Jingle All the Way, put the cookie down, you'll most likely find that remix. Which I'm like, a scene from an Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas flick has become a meme to the point where someone's doing remixes of it. What is our world? um, um, my second favorite scene is like in this is for the theatrical cut, not extended kind of singing bullshit. But uh when Arnold goes to the back of the mall and finds all the Santas and starts having a fight with the Santas, especially the giant Santa and the mini Santa, which were played by the Big Show and the late Vern Troyer, who you guys may remember Vern Troyer as Mini-Me from the second and third Austin Powers movies, which I might discuss on a future episode of Russell's movie reviews. Um, and um, um, I think my favorite part of that whole thing is when Vern Troyer's on is like on Arnold, he's like punching him, and the Big Show's about to do his like mega punch, and Arnold's like shit, and he just ducks down, and the Big Show just punches Vern Troyer, and you just see him just like on a wire, just like ah, and he just gets knocked into like a whole bunch of boxes, and he goes sorry. It's funny. Um, it's sad that we don't have Vern Troyer with us to, get all these amazing stories about what it was like on set. Um, um, I do admit though, with that scene, or with the whole fight scene, they missed a big opportunity. Where I'm just gonna say this right now, I, I, okay, I didn't take this. I just agree with the opinion that, but someone on Cinemassacre, when they were doing the runner review of Jingle All the Way, someone said that they could have done a Predator reference when Arnold like smacks the Big Show with like the candy cane. That's apparently is made out of styrofoam. Because once he whacks him, the thing just basically disintegrates. But he whacks him with the candy cane. In the film, he doesn't really say anything, but he says that like, why don't we, like, would have been a perfect callback is if like when he whacks him, he just says like bad idea, like from Predator, and I'm like, oh my god, that's would have been so like funny and perfect, like not obviously like the same voice clip, but like he would have just like he smacks him and breaks the candy cane. He's like, bad idea. Um, I'm like, missed opportunity. And then my final favorite scene would have to be um, when Arnold returns back to his house, and all of a sudden a fucking reindeer just plows through his door. And my favorite, he just goes like, "You picked the wrong day." And he just uppercuts this reindeer. And one of my favorite lines, another favorite line from Arnold in this film, is when like the reindeer's like, "Oh," and it just goes, "You started it." I'm like, yeah, grandly, he did just break through your door, but you fucking sucker punched a reindeer. Like, I think that reindeer's gonna have like he's gonna have brain damage. But I guess that's kind of a callback to Conan the Barbarian, because in that film, um, he gets drunk with like his friend, and he punches a camel. So I'm like, okay, so that's kind of a callback to Conan, but instead of a camel, it's a reindeer. Which, by the way, really quickly, how you say his name, Conan or Conan? Maybe I might get some help when I do that, when I do the review of both Conan films. Will I be talking about the remake? Fuck no. I would just be talking about the two standard Arnold Schwarzenegger ones. Which is Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Which, ironically, actually, the sequel, Conan the Destroyer, came out the same year as this film, like of the Terminator. So I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting. Um, and then so now we're gonna be talking about the fun fact, and then we're gonna talk about the music, and then we're gonna get on to my final rating, and then the I'm gonna be telling you guys what is gonna be up for next week or next Saturday. But anyway, let's get on to the fun fact. Is that from Arnold actually really loved doing this, making this movie. Especially with him doing, um, last minute Christmas shopping himself. Um, he really related to doing this film, and he was kind of excited to do it. Which I'm like, I mean, that's cool. Like, at least he didn't outright just like, oh, I fucking hate, like, I didn't like doing this movie. Um, so yeah, and then the music was done by David Newman, which I think I think he might have done Mystery Men. I'm not exactly sure. But he's done some good scores for some kind of um, some underrated films. This film, I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of it is actually really good, and then other parts is just eh. Um, but um, um, is it a score that I think you should like go out and buy right now? I mean, if you really like the score, then go right ahead. But personally, I just think that it's not a good enough score to purchase, if there even is a score for it. I think just listening to the music like on YouTube or something would be the preferred option. But again, do whatever you want. But I personally prefer to just not trying to do it. Um, so yeah, so let's get on to my final thoughts, and then the hint for the next two reviews on the next Saturday. All right, so final thoughts on this movie. Um, on Jingle All the Way. Do I think it's a bad movie? No. Do I think it's a good movie? Yes. Is it a good Christmas movie? Objectively, it's all right. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just good. I think personally, if you want to have a just have a good 90 minutes of just straight up camp, then and it's a good Christmas flick, go right ahead. But I do be warned, Jake Lloyd is an absolute annoyance in this movie, and if you can tolerate that, then go right ahead. Go ahead and watch it. But if you're one of those people that hates annoying kid actors in films, this is a big one to be warned of. But I'm gonna give this film a 6 out of 10. Uh, it's a good overall Christmas flick. But I don't think. I mean, I think it's for everyone. But overall, I just think that it is all right. Um, so yeah, guys, that was it for this week of of the first annual Christmas special. Um, you can check out my channel right here and my beautiful face right there by clicking on that, or going to the channel name right there. There should be a big old red subscribe button, and click that. Hit that bell icon and click it to all so that you can get anything about when new videos are uploaded. Maybe when I post uh, a new thread on the article page or on the discussion page, and um, and you can check out over here. We have the Scrooge video and the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Red video reviews over here. And stay tuned for next week where I'm going to be talking about Elf, which was actually a recommendation from my friend Dylan, also known as Dr. Element on YouTube. He is also the co-host of the Cringe Squadcast, which will be there is a link on my channel, but I will put that in the description below, along with his actually he probably wouldn't like me putting his channel up. Anyway, stay tuned for next week where I'm going to talk about Elf and the Polar Express. So anyway, guys, have a great day and stay tuned for next Saturday, and stay tuned next Friday the for the next episode of the Cringe Squadcast. Live long and prosper. Out.